I'm gonna be like Bill. Hello, Voyagers of the Sea. Welcome back to another podcast on YouTube Shorts. Today, we're going to be talking to Cindy Nguyen, and we're going to be answering a few questions based on Amy's request. So stay tuned, and we'll get right into the show.
That was really good.
Really? Thank you. And then he says it in like really bad Spanish. Vamos a la playa. Vamos a la playa 53.
Crazy. At least he's doing it.
Yeah, he's kind of iconic for it.
Now he should start doing sign language while he does it too.
Wait, move your fingers off of the microphone.
Ew! She started jerking it off.
What does that mean?
Jerking it off?
Yeah.
Jerking off.
Do you do that?
Why would you ask that for the gift?
Yes, I know.
What do you do with those toys in
How
your
did
mouth?
I could hear your laughter like
Who's?
6 doors down that way.
That's so funny.
The
All
door
of
was
you.
open.
I think it was collective.
Joey was showing me what jerking off was.
No, you should start jerking off the microphone, and she said, "What's that?"
And he was like, jerking off is when you was like, wait, have you done it before? It was just funny.
Okay.
Okay, Joe, go.
Please give a warm welcome to our guests, Cindy Nguyen and Eric Howe.
Again? Why didn't we get more guests on the show?
What?
We've already been guests on the show.
Silence.
Okay.
In this podcast, we'll be discussing topics like cruise immersion with the siblings and masturbation. So, let's get it started. Cindy, can you ask the first question?
So, Eric, how did you enjoy your time on this cruise with my siblings?
You know, there were a lot of things learned on this cruise, both within their presence and without their presence. I learned that they like to be by themselves, and that's okay. That's a big thing I learned. What did you learn about your siblings this trip?
I learned that Joey is very sensitive and he's fragile.
What? In what instances?
You're just fragile.
Do you think you're durable?
Maybe.
Wait, what made you think I'm fragile?
Just like how sensitive you get when you're around lots of people. And
Oh.
like how fragile you become if you don't get your alone time.
Sensitive to other, like introvert? I wouldn't call him fragile or sensitive, no.
Hmm?
Just introverted?
I
Or
don't think I'm even introverted though.
maybe it's just hates large crowds.
Yeah, I just say I don't like gooey crowds.
I wouldn't call Joey fragile.
I would.
That's crazy.
I'm just a fragile, beautiful flower that needs to be taken care of.
No, seriously, if I were to explain Joey to a potential partner, I'd be like he's fragile. You need to take
Aw.
extra care of him.
That's kind of sweet.
It's not a bad thing. Like flowers are fragile.
I'm a pretty flower.
Glass is fragile. You need a lot of work goes into making glass.
Fragile just has a negative connotation,
Yeah.
I think. It's like delicate, can't handle a lot.
Well, time to open your mind.
Okay. Or just conform to society.
I learned that Eric likes to use his thumbs.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
He likes to go,
He likes to give thumbs up.
yeah, with both of the thumbs too. Yeah.
I do that unconsciously pretty often.
What was the most uncomfortable thing about the trip experience? Oh my gosh, can I answer?
Sure.
I was people watching. I learned that quite a lot of people walk with their mouth open. And it really makes me uncomfortable. Like, me personally, always mewing.
I learned that it's almost normal for people, like working people, like people work like people cleaning rooms or people standing outside a restaurant trying to get people into their restaurant. It's normal for others to walk by, like the public, the general public, to walk by them and not even acknowledge them and just overall avoid them because they think they're trying to sell them something or they're just generally lesser than. So I tried to make an extra point to acknowledge everyone I walked by.
True.
Because the Turkish people are really nice here.
Mm-hmm.
More nice than I thought. They say when you tell them you're full and you don't want to eat at the restaurant, they say, okay, come back tomorrow. It was just, I guess it's not uncomfortable. It was unsettling. It's kind of sad to see people just ignore other people.
I think the most uncomfortable thing that I experienced today, this trip was today. Going down on the donkey. Going down the hill on the donkey.
True.
Like, I wanted to record in my hand. I was holding my phone in my hand, but it was so sweaty because I was so nervous and it was so hot.
I was like
Yeah, it was really
holding my phone trying to record.
Yeah, it was just very
Scary.
uncomfortable, but a good experience, though.
What was the most uncomfortable thing you learned on this trip?
I think just being forced to have your thoughts. Sometimes I think, why am I thinking that? And I think the cruise just forces you to unplug and introspect.
Like ninja kicking?
Unplugging this cruise.
Yeah, like ninja kicking.
Like the context of, haha, what if I ninja kicked Cindy right in the face right now? Wouldn't that be so funny?
What did I learn about myself?
I think I learned that not only myself, but people as a whole, we've been conditioned to kind of chase these insignificant notifications. So it's like once I got Wi-Fi, I was always like, oh, I need to check everything. I need to check my social media and see who's trying to contact me. But in reality, nobody was trying to contact me. Like, it's not that serious. I can stay off my phone. I don't have to search for Wi-Fi, and no shade, because I was doing the same. But it just showed me, like, there's more to experience than what's on my screen on my phone. And that rush and that desire to, like, seek out dopamine. Yeah. It just showed me that notifications are so insignificant.
Relatable.
Yeah.
I was checking my phone too when I got Wi-Fi. There was nothing waiting for me.
Yeah, but you
ever.
think, like, oh, you're so special, like, everybody wants to talk to me, but, like, no.
Literally nothing, dude. Like, the largest notifications I was checking was the family group chat. Like,
Yeah.
what? I mean, it's different for Amy, but...
I got notifications, but I didn't want to respond to any of them, and they weren't of great significance. It was like, oh, did you watch this show? Oh, have you seen this? So yeah, totally agree. I was like, get these notifications out of here. I don't want any of these. But one thing I learned on the cruise was there's a lot of people in this world who are willing to come from all over the world and work on this cruise ship and do a lot more work for a lot less pay. But just because that's the best opportunity that they were given in their life. And they work hard, and they're willing to be away from their families for like 6 months at a time on a contract. So yeah, it was very humbling. And touring the city, there's a lot of people within their city that hustle harder because that's the situation they were put in. Yeah, they work harder for less, and it just demands a lot of respect. So
But
yeah.
I think the question is what you learned about yourself.
Oh. So I learned about myself that I still think that's something I learned about myself. Like, they're willing to work for a lot. I think it drives a lot of introspection. Put it that way.
Valid.
I learned that I perceive the world in the lens of, like, my own internal world a lot of the time. Like, when I look at the world, I don't really, like, see, like... I don't, like, see the things that are there. I just, like, I see, like, the things that aren't there. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, if I saw, like, a crowd of people, it's like I don't see, like, individual bodies just wearing like the clothes that they are wearing, like the physical features. Like I don't feel things like within my senses. It's like I feel things in the ideas and the thoughts and the feelings that they could be harboring, or what the things could mean, and that leads me to having a much different like human experience than other people. And I think that also is a reason why a lot of the times when my friends do like, or when people like doing fun things, it's not as fun to me because I don't experience like fun like that. How did being in Greece and Turkey make you feel about your own personal life?
I actually journaled about this the other day. There was like one line that I wrote in my journal that kind of summed up my whole entry, and it was like, I feel so grateful that I can experience life in a way that makes me feel so small. Okay, I'll be right back.
I learned that I had LGS severely.
It's contagious.
So I wrote down, I'm so grateful I get to witness the world in a way that makes me feel so small and opens my eyes to the vastness of simply existing.
Snaps. Thank you. That was so weird. We just have the same time and the same amount.
Synchronicity.
It makes me feel inspired. I think it made me feel like everyone's so different. There's so many different cultures and like things and different lifestyles. Who's to say like one is better than the other? So just like yellow it.
That's good. Mine would be, it makes me feel more capable in travel. I think this is the furthest I've been from home ever. I went to Vietnam, but that was like very, parent-led travel. Whereas on this, in this instance, we've been dropped off in multiple different cities, figuring out how to travel, how to, communicate as a group and where we want to rendezvous, and when we want to be back on the boat. We don't know anything about the currency here. I didn't know the conversion rates between blah, blah, blah. Talking to the people here, generally navigating and getting around. I think it all builds this confidence in travel, and it makes me want to do it more because I've done this one.
That's it for the podcast, fellow Voyagers of the Sea. If you want to tune in next time, you can reach us at the Family Files podcast. Again, our humble guests were Cindy and Eric. Catch us next time.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.